Hello. A few weeks ago, I filmed and posted a video of the first time I ever fired my pattern 1853 infield rifled musket. And as I said in that video, it had been a lifelong dream of mine to own a Civil War style musket. And so I had realized that dream, posted that video and fired it. And since that video, I have fired that musket every weekend. I have been having so much fun, enjoying it, learning how to shoot it and get better with it. But just doing that made me really want to kind of expand and get some practical experience with other Civil War style black powder firearms. And so last week I placed an order and it arrived this week. And so today we're going to see a similar video, the first time I fire another Civil War weapon. So what we have with us today is the Colt 1860 Army revolver. This is a black powder cap and ball revolver. And just a brief history, ever since firearms were first invented, makers of firearms and operators of firearms were looking for a way to fire faster. They wanted to fire more bullets faster. Makes sense, especially for an army. And so all the way back to the 1600s, you get attempts to make repeating type firearms, from firearms with multiple barrels to firearms with some type of revolving cylinder. And while some were maybe moderately, even maybe half successful, it wasn't until 1836, I believe is the year, when an American by the name of Sam Colt patented a process in which, by pulling a hammer, the cylinder turned and lined up the next bullet with the barrel. And so this kind of set off a revolution in pistol design. Colt began developing pistols in the United States. They were very popular. One of the most popular ones was the 1851 Navy. The Navy and the Army are very similar in appearance. The main difference was the Navy was a 36 caliber. This one, which began manufacture in 1860, is a 44 caliber. Now, you can find Colt 1851 Navy reproductions out there on the market, but in 44, but they're not historically accurate. All the Navies that were manufactured were 36 caliber, with a select few thousand that were manufactured as 34 calibers. Now, how does this fit into the Civil War? The 1860 revolver, beginning its manufacture in 1860, ended up becoming the primary sidearm of Union cavalry and officers. Now, a few thousand of them did make it into Southern arsenals prior to the war, so there were some being used by the Confederacy, but in the Confederacy, you would see many, many more of the Colt 1851 Navies, the 36s being used, but this became the primary sidearm of the U.S. or the Union cavalry and Union officers. Now, what it's going to fire is because I said it's a cap and ball, it does not fire a metallic cartridge like modern weapons. You load black powder into each cylinder, which I'm about to demonstrate, and this is the bullet. It is a .454 or a 454 lead ball. Now, I said this was a 44, this is a 454, it's a little big. There's a reason for that. You see, with these cylinders, you did not want any gas to escape and cause a chain fire. It would be very bad for you if the powder in other cylinders fired when you pulled the trigger and a cylinder fired that was not aligned with the barrel. That's called a chain fire. And so to prevent chain fires, the ball is oversized, and when we load it in a minute, you're going to see it's going to, the cylinder is actually going to shave off a little ring of this ball as this ball goes in tight and seals itself into the chamber, so that all the gas from behind it is pushing it, not escaping past it. So we're going to go ahead and load it. So safety first. We're going to verify here. I'm spinning it, and as I spin it, we can see that there are no percussion caps on this pistol. And when we turn it up and look in the cylinders, we're verifying that none of these cylinders are loaded. So this pistol is completely empty. Now, in this flask, I have black powder. And this thing fires a service charge of anywhere between 25 and 30 grains of black powder. We're going to be using a charge of 30 grains today. So the way my flask operates is, I'm going to press this little release nozzle, turn it up, shake some powder down into it. If I've got powder at the top, then I've got a full charge, and I do. So at that point, we're going to pour the powder directly into this first cylinder here. So the powder charge is in that first cylinder. I'm verifying it's all out of the flask. This wadding also helps prevent the chain fire. So we're going to put the wad in there. And now we're going to set our ball right on top of it. Now, the neat thing about this pistol is it comes with its own loading lever. And that loading lever is right here. We're going to release the loading lever. And now we are going to press that ball home. And as I said, we have a small ring of lead shaved off of that ball as it went in. So we have one cylinder loaded. Now, I'm going to get some more powder. Always end up with a little bit of powder on my finger. That is okay. Now, as you can see right here, this is not a simple process. In a battle, a soldier would have gotten 6 good shots, and then he's going to go through a lengthy reload process. Now, paper cartridges were invented for this, and the paper cartridges sped up the loading process. Instead of having to put the powder and the wad and the bullet in here individually, you could just slide the paper cartridge, but they did still have to be rammed individually, just like that. And once again, here's our little ring of lead. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to pause for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and load the other 6 chambers, and then when we pick back up, we'll be ready to put on the percussion caps.